Hello everyone, and welcome to a siege battle of epic proportions. A 5v3 siege. And it seems this battle is starting off pretty fast. First off, let's turn the sound up a bit. Second off, let me make sure we're recording. And we are. So this battle starts off quickly, and it is on the map Grey Havens. And I'm going to go in slow motion. Thank you to the Lord of the White Hands, aka Isengard Max. Also, please start calling yourself. That's a badass. Please start calling yourself that like you said you would. That's a badass name. Anyway, this is actually sent in by Stewart of Dale, and he knows how much I love siege battles. Up on the siege towers, he's got some black walls. He has some Rudar swordsmen here, some Rudar clansmen up in front. Behind them, some Harenden pikemen. I don't know how to say that. And some rangers, some Etten troll hunters, some more Etten troll hunters, and some berserkers. A very good jab unit, as well as some ritual enslavers. He's playing as Rudar. Here we have Khan, commanded by Mr. Tot. He has Norad's War Siege Proclaimers, Brotherhood of the Axe, Brotherhood of the Sword, Varag Raiders. Varag Warriors. And that's about it. He has more back here, actually. Some Nurad Halberds, some Black Powder Hwachas, some Nomadic Marauders, some Varag Bowmen, more Nomadic Marauders, a bunch of shit. And there's more Norad people over here. As for here, we have Umbar, commanded by Supremes. He has Castamir's Legion about to scale the walls, Numenorian Shield Guard pushing up to the gate, Castamir's Rangers ready to support their allies at any cost. More Numenorian Shield Guard and Castamir's Legion. Looks like he's... Oh, and Naran used Sentinels. Looks like he's very much going quantity over quality. Here we have Rune, commanded by Tundra Spox. Very cool dude. He has Kamal Chosen, Balcroft Tribesmen, which are very, very good units. Runic War Chariots, some Varag Mercenaries, some Eastron Warriors, and some Eastron Clansmen. Over here he has his more elite forces with his Tridesmen, his Lukampurim, his Eastron Tridesmen, and his Clansmen. And over here we have Umbar, commanded by D.F. Arsail.Ali. We got some Corsairs, Beligar Archers, Castamir's Legion, some heavy infantry, two-handed heavy infantry, more Corsairs. This is also two-handed heavy infantry. Is that? Yeah. Some Beligar Halberds, and some Harbingers of Castamir. And without further ado, let me let the cat out of the room before she decides to annoy me. And this is a long one, so grab yourselves a snack and some drinks, because I know I got some here for myself. And let's get right to it. So here we have... Oh, it's still on 2. So here we have Rudar with some very good black walls. Very good at taking out other units. They don't have that good of armor, though. So they're really good. Oh, wait. Let's go over to the defenders. I'm sorry. I'll pause for the defenders since I missed them. We have some Lothlorien Blade. We have Jerome of Lothlorien, led by Ending Flame. He's always been cool to me. Thank you, Ending Flame. All of you have been cool to me. Most of you who most of you watch this anyway. Those who don't, you're still cool. So we've got some Lothlorien Blades. I've actually not seen much of Lothlorien, and they're actually kind of cool. Some Sylvan Spears, some Sylvan Staff Masters, which are kind of cool. I actually like that. It's pretty cool. Some Lothlorien Sword Masters, some Lothlorien Spears, some Missile Units, some Lothlorien Archers, and more Archers and Rangers. And here we have the Realm of Linden, commanded by Son of Dunedain. I think I've seen him Pixelated Apollo's videos. I don't know, like Pixelated Apollo's battle replays. I don't know for sure. Here we have some Mithlon Pikemen, some Guard, and more Pikemen and Guard. We have some Archers, and he's doing something fantastic. He's making sure that if they come through here, they gotta go through them. They're making sure Those men that come down from those siege towers have to go through them. That is an excellent tactic. They have a catapult here as well. They got some Harland and Guard here and here. Very good units. Some Horse Lords. Some Blade Masters. Some Marines. Mythlob Marines and 4 Linden Marines. Roman Linden's also cool. It reminds me of the, what's the best way to explain it? We also have some more 4 Linden Pikemen here. And over here, it reminds me of the High Elves from Warhammer. And here is Ending Flamesmen. His general, most likely. As for over here, we have Dark Elven King playing as Realm von Ladris. We got some archers, some spearmen, some more elven archers to double as infantry, some blade masters, some guardians, some elder makar, or macer, whatever you want to say, sentries, spearmen, and light infantry. Their light infantry are no slackers, but they do take heavy damage to missile fire, so these guys gotta be careful. Over here, more of Ladris' men. Damn. And Ladris seems like he's covering 2 fronts. That is not good. However, it seems like Rune is covering 2 fronts as well, which still isn't good for the defenders, because that means they're going to be overwhelmed on either side. Let's just, like, Philly D's children in a puddle. Like, I'm sorry. Puddle, like a puddle that exists. Let's just be like Philly D's children and just jump right into it. I butchered that joke. It was supposed to be, this is a puddle, and we're gonna be like Philip DeFranco's kids and just jump right into it. There we go. I fixed it. It's not funny anymore, but I fixed it. So I'm very much enjoying being back in Medieval 2 Total War, and especially 3rd Age Reforged. It is the weekend, so you know that means a lot of sieges, a lot of field battles. I would like more field battles, actually, surprisingly. Well, no, I would actually like more legitimate sieges. Because it just seems to me you don't see any legitimate siege tactics, like the, you know, this whole thing. I'd like to see, like, Hornburg or Minas Tirith. You know, legitimate sieges where you have to use siege towers and shit. So he's actually sending his Lothlorien blades on the walls, which isn't very smart to do. He should really just keep his spears right there. Same over here, he shouldn't be doing that. He has these spears that could play a very crucial role in fucking these guys over. I'm really curious to see these staff masters in action, because they look really cool. I'm not gonna lie. So he's breaching the walls with his black waltz. Yeah, that's the thing with black walls, is if you let them clump up on you like they're about to do, they're gonna fuck you. And yeah, they're gonna clump up on them and just completely pour in. And yeah, there's not a lot of them there, but they do a shit ton of damage. Now who knows, they might win this, but it's best to just stay down there, especially when there's black walls up there. They're a very risky troop. I understand why he isn't doing that, though, because you don't want Blackwalds on your flank. They're a terrifying flanking unit, as are the Dunman Axemen. He's got some Rudar swordsmen ready to charge right in. By the way, Rudar is a very enjoyable faction to play. I might add, I personally very much enjoy it. It's actually pulling back some Blackwalds from the siege tower, it seems like. I don't know what he's doing. As they're over here, let's go see how we're doing over here. It seems Supremes is having a bit of trouble as the Realm of Lothlorien charged out over here. Oh, they're all guarding 2 fronts, except one of them. One of them is just being a support guy. Oh, that's cool. The Realm of Linden's being support. That's cool. I like that. But yeah, Lothlorien actually charged out, which isn't the best idea, but I love sally outs like this, and he's actually winning. He's going to have some Castamir's Legion on his flank and some Nomadic Light Infantry, which is not something you want to have on your flank. Even though they're light infantry and they're very cheap, shitty infantry, they can still do a number on your flank. Umbar pushing through the other area as well. Up here, I do believe. Yes. Who is defending up here? The Realm of Linden. Now, Linden only has to face one. And that is not something that this Umbar player needs to take lightly. They really need to be careful, because if this guy only needs to face one of them, he can always, if he defeats this offensive, he can actually continuously send troops. He can have troops guard here while he sends troops to help his allies. And his allies are not that far away. Also, can we just take a moment to appreciate this beautiful map? I love this map. Sin of the Dark Cloud, fucking great on you for making this beautiful map. I love this part right here, this little ramp here. I know it's supposed to be like a wall, but I like it. I don't know if it's actually supposed to be a road or something, but I like it. I want to draw with Jazza's medieval castle that he drew, which if you go look up Shadowversity, you can see its historical accuracy and how formidable of a castle it would be. And this is one formidable city, if I do say so myself. Well, formidable from here, especially if you're only attacking one point. However, they're not only attacking one point, and it seems they're actually trying to overwhelm Linden here, and they're successfully doing, not Linden, Lothlorien here. Ending Flame, probably not knowing what to do against Supreme and the Nomadic Raiders. Steward of Dale over here, pushing through, up on the walls. Or at least trying to. He hasn't walked through here yet. I don't know if he's afraid of the Staffmasters or if he's waiting for the rest of his army. It looks like he's waiting to push in the cheaper troops like the Klansmen here, which look really cool. These Rudolph Transmen, they look like Roman you know what? They look like just the Gaelic barbarians from Rome too. Look at that. That looks so cool. I love playing as you guys. I love the way they look. If you guys play this in Medieval 2, right? All the factions are pretty balanced, and you just need to find what suits your playstyle. But what I do, I'm like, what looks cool? That's what you do in For Honor too. And like, I thought at first, oh, Umbar. I don't really like Umbar. I have never seen him, and I've never gotten to play him. You know. Well, I mean, I've always played Harad and Rune. However, I learned to love Umbar thanks to Steward of Dale and his theme battles. At first, I didn't like theme battles. I'm like, it's kind of weird that you have to be a certain faction. And then I started to love them. They are seriously epic, and the theme of them makes them so much better. I'm sure this is themed as well. We have more theme battles of ours coming out. Well, my own personal theme battles that I'm hoping to get with some other people this weekend. Let's hope. I know I said last weekend I would, but I forgot. I wasn't feeling well. Sending in some pikemen, which is a great first thing to be sending in. Steward of Dale playing very smart here. I don't know what he's doing with those pikes, but he's setting them through. I don't know if Ending Flame's busy micromanaging and not noticing this, but he can definitely take advantage of the fact that Ending Flame is not paying attention. And he's going to pour through his clansmen and his pikes, and then he's going to start pouring through the rest of his men. We also have some troll hunters over here getting ready to hop onto the walls so they can throw their not javelins. Leave me alone. Over here, they're butchering these poor staff masters. Or is it the other way around? I don't know, but it looks cool. Over here, Rune has finally gotten through. It seems Ending Flame wasn't paying attention and thought that this defense was alright. He has some archers over here being engaged because once again he's not paying too much attention and he's more focused on elsewhere. He's more focused over here. It seems anyway. Yeah, he's more focused on the micromanaging over here. And that's what happens when you fight on two fronts. Dark Elven King not batting, not taking his eyes away from this, I see. Not taking his eyes away from anything. Son of Dunedain is... Son of Dunedain, whatever you want to call it. He's putting up a good fight, too. He's not just gonna let... Oh, he has Heartland Infantry, too. I love the way Lyndon looks as well. They remind me of the Greeks, and I kind of like that. I wouldn't use that catapult yet. In fact... Oh my god, Steward of Dale just pouring in. However, the balance of power is almost dead even. It's exactly dead even now. Oh, catapult actually hit one person. Shut up, cat. You're interrupting my recording. I let you in here, now shut up. Yeah, they're just pouring through here. It really seems like Lyndon is now not really paying... He's more paying attention to his catapult than he is his soldiers. Though, who knows? That might be purposeful. He's got some Moon Knights here, but they're no slouch in melee combat. They can probably take these Castamir's Legion no problem. He has also got more pikemen moving up. On Steward of Dale's end, he's actually moving, trying to push through these elves. And he's actually trying to push through to help his ally. And indeed, that is exactly what he's going to do. And that's why he's also pushing through here, as you can see. Lyndon has a lot of reserves, though. And over here, Lothlorien is also not crumbling as bad. As for over here, these two are at a dead standstill. There's nothing they really want to do. I wouldn't send these guys in first, personally. Oh, I see what he's doing. Is he going to throw shit? Please tell me he's going to throw. Or at least try to throw. If he's going to try and whittle them down. It doesn't look like it. It looks like he's just going to sit them there, which you really shouldn't do. They are a ranged unit. I get that they're very good in melee as well, but they're a ranged unit and you really should use their missiles. He's got them up in melee over here too. Oh no, he has some javelins ready. However, he's also pouring through here now. And Mladris not really containing this properly. I don't know why he has his sentries facing that way when, you know, I mean, I guess I see the thing. But like, he could, once again, it seems like they're all busy micromanaging and not really paying attention to their enemies. Which I completely understand. I wouldn't be paying attention properly in this scenario either. But this is where it's definitely time to retreat. Don't be like me. Retreat. There is a perfectly lovely position over here in the town center to hold out. You can have troops here. And here. And you can even go further on that. And have some troops guarding this point here, while you also have troops guarding these points. This is definitely a time for retreat. But I do not think that the defenders are going to retreat. And they're getting cut down because of it. They really, as soon as they saw themselves getting overwhelmed and as soon as they started losing their focus, that's when it was time to retreat. And they didn't. They could have formed a very organized retreat, but they very much didn't. and they're definitely suffering from it. However, it's still pretty even. Linden not giving an inch. However, because of the misuse of the catapult and kind of the bad positioning, I honestly would have put it up here. But yeah, his catapult isn't going to get much use. However, he's doing well against Umbars. Like, surprisingly. Like, no offense to Son of Dunedain, but he's actually retreating a bit, which is pretty good. I really think he should retreat more. I think they should all just retreat back. Like, your Sylvan Rangers here are dying. Retreat. I wonder if he's retreating over here as well. No, Imladris isn't even retreating, when they definitely should be retreating. They should not be trying to hold this point. They should leave. They should leave that front and consolidate their forces over here so they have a better chance of defending. I think that's the last of Lothlorien. Linden very much retreating, giving some inches finally because they realize that fight is futile. And Lothlorien doesn't have that many troops left. So they're trying their hardest to run the hell away and not look back. And he left some units to, he definitely left some units to hold them off. And he's actually holding them off pretty well. He has some, Brotherhood of the Sword chasing him down, which are a very, very good sword unit. Personally, I don't find the Brotherhood units truly worth it because they're very expensive, and if you're not careful, they actually die fairly quickly. Well, that's with any unit, but like, I don't know. The Brotherhood of the Axe, yeah, it's pretty good, but the Brotherhood of the Sword, I don't really know about them. I have no experience using them. I mainly used, I tried the Brotherhood of the Bow, which is the Horse Archers, and they were pretty bad. He definitely, yeah, he should be running those troops. He needs those pikes.
The enemy is no longer in command of the city.
I mean, that's not true. Also, can I say, these Lothlorien units look really cool. But yeah, and once again, they are retreating to the point where they're supposed to, but I think it's a little too late. And Imladris also needs to very much retreat. I don't know what Imladris is doing. I mean, I see Imladris currently fighting Khand. And that should be the, you know... I definitely, if I were Steward of Dale, if I were the Rudar, I'd see these guys are isolated. I can take them down and have more of my friends pull through the city. Not pull through, pour through the city. It's like I could spare Harun the losses because he's isolating his troops and he's not pulling them back like he very much should. I don't care how good of a situation he's in. If he does not pull back, he will isolate that part of his army, and that part of his army will be defeated. I wouldn't pull an AI here. You're definitely better off defending that bridge. That's, yikes. Yikes. That's a little yikes. Is that supposed to be crooked like that? I don't know. It's alright. I don't actually care. He really needs to put his pikes there. And I think that's what he's going to do. I know this is his general, but I'd actually put these pikes right here. Because Imladris shows no sign of retreating. Which, they also aren't doing much. Finally, I think they're finally pulling back some troops. Yes, finally. They see that this is a lost cause and they are leaving. They should have left already. As soon as they saw their allies retreating, that should have been the call of, let's get out of here. Leave some of the shitty troops to hold them back. Let's get out of here. Do as I say, not as I do. I know he's not doing as I do because he probably doesn't know me. But don't do what I do. Don't fucking stick your army. Don't get your army stuck into the enemy. And then be like, I will not retreat from this point. I know fucking Brunswick does that too. I will not give an inch. I'm like, God damn it, Brunswick. Like, I'm just sitting there thinking, God damn it, Brunswick. Every Total War video I see with him, it's just, God damn it, Brunswick. Though what I like about Brunswick is he gets into every game he plays. Brunswick's cool. If you haven't looked up Mr. Brunswick and watched his Total War videos, or any of his videos for that matter, the fuck are you doing? Go look him up right now. Pause this video, say fuck this video, go look him up right now. I don't know what you're doing. If you don't know who he is, and you don't watch him, what are you doing? Go check him out. He's way better than me. he really is. Um... What the hell? I have found a portal to another universe. This is my home now. Could you imagine you're just a soldier walking, you fall through the cracks right here? You just fall through? I'd be so annoyed if I were a soldier that happened to. I'd be like, motherfucker, because you get into this, you fall into this ice cold water. Fall into that ice cold water. Yeah, that's not gonna be fun, because then you gotta find a place to get back up, and you're most likely not, so you're gonna have to go swim all the way around over to here. Like, you're gonna have to swim all the way around to get to a place where you can find shore. Which is like, over here. That's not gonna be fun. I think a clash has finally happened between Imladris, the retreating troops from Imladris, because he didn't retreat sooner, and Rune's Ruchkamperim. And once again, he's very isolated from his allies. He did get some units out, and I don't know why he just has them. He really should be blocking this bridge. I wouldn't, if I were him, I wouldn't send his infantry out. That's your allies' fault. There's nothing you can do about that. There's no saving that. And you have no idea if you're going to compromise your line that way. Unless you know for sure that victory will be had if you assault your enemy. If you sally out and assault your enemy from a defensive point, do not. And once again, another thing of infantry that he did not pay attention to. I thought that was his infantry. But yeah. Oh, Corsair Blackguard's a very good unit. He needs a very much, Dark Elven King really needs to pay attention to his units and really needs to know when to retreat. As we're here, they're actually losing against the Ishran clansmen. And I think they're actually further... They really should just further pull back and hold this bridge. I don't think Lyndon should be wasting his guard and his infantry on this. He needs to pull back. He needs to let this happen. He should not be fucking with this. At least not in my opinion. I really don't think he could win that. Especially with, you know, the enemy forming up over here. They're gonna need to win a skirmishing battle, which they probably won't do. And if these berserkers get involved, they're kind of fucked. Let me get like the screen cap of these guys running. Shit, they're kind of like running away. I don't know, I'll get this. I'll get this as the screen cap. Because that looks cool. That'll be the thumbnail, because that looks really cool. I'm not gonna lie. You really need to move, cat? And you're gonna knock something over? Please do not knock anything over, kitty. Please move, kitty. No, do not be afraid to retreat your forces. Ending Flame, doing the best he can, but putting his pikes right here. I don't know what Imladris is doing. Once again, he really should have his Blade Masters kind of defending this point a bit better. Probably inside of these. He really needs to set up... They really need to set up their troops. Or else everyone over here is going to be able to pour through like they did at the gates. And this is a point where you only have 2 points to defend. There are 2 players, well there are 3 players left, but there are mainly 2 forces left. 2 main forces left. And they really need to, and I mean really, oh, what are these guys? Oh yeah, these guys are the smiths with their hammers. They really need to set up a defensive formation and be ready for the enemy. I see he has some Harlinden infantry here with some, you know, missiles that might not have ammo, I'm guessing. Some Harlinden guard, which are probably going to fire. Cat, please lay down. I love you, kitty, but lay down. I think they might be opening fire on these Eastron clansmen. I think Rune and Umbar might be readying for a charge. It seems that there's fighting? It seems he left some of his troops out here, but that's okay. At this point, he has a substantial force. He just doesn't have the force he'd have. Don't charge out. Stay in this defensive formation. That is not a good idea for them to just charge out like that. They really need to stay in a defensive formation. Those Varag mercenaries. What are they doing? No, no, no. Why? That's not something... Did they not have ammo? I don't know why he charged them in. And if they didn't have ammo, he should have still been defending. That's gonna get that unit of troops killed. I wouldn't bring out any more infantry. I definitely keep them at this defensive point and not move out. Every time I see a Linden player, this happens. Do not do this. Cat, please get off of my monitor. You have... Oh, Jesus. Right there. Yeah, I don't understand why they did that. This is an archer unit, and they're not the best in melee combat, and can still definitely be beaten by light infantry. And they really should not have done that. I don't know what he's doing with his Blade Masters here. He has the right idea here. Lothlorien has the right idea. He has the right idea here. Yeah, he has an idea here. He really shouldn't be charging these guys out. Especially as exhausted as they are in charging and like walking into missile fire. If you're gonna do that, at least send other archers and then send the pikes as backup so you're not getting fired upon. Like send archers that, oh my god, they've got Corsair fencers in the mix. They're holding. Oh! It seems Son of Dunedain is being a little cheeky here. However, he might get flanked by these Eastron clansmen, which would not be good for him. Kitty, no, please don't. However, Corsair Blackguards are also no slouch in melee. And when you're getting flanked, it's not going to be fun. He's actually going to have some archers fire into his back, most likely. Oh, something got thrown at him. He's being... What is going on? Oh, ooh. Cheeky, cheeky position. With the Wardens of... Oh, it's the regular old Fort Linden Archers. I don't think it's the Wardens. I don't know how they haven't punished this yet. Both... And Ladris has definitely made a lot of mistakes, and so has Linden. I don't know how they haven't punished that yet. And yeah, these guys are routing. I don't know why he sent them out. There's a whole host of archers out here. And a Hwacha. Come on. Suda Dale sending up some of his rangers to probably try and help out skirmish the probably try and out skirmish the enemy. Why is he okay, he's sending out archers. There's some Sindar archers, probably out of ammo. Some Rudar clansmen. Some warriors being thrown out. He really could have saved those pikemen up for this particular point in time right here. And completely pushed through, no problem. Pikes are a very good unit to push with. However, when you make a mistake with them, it might cost you the entire unit. He also has the catapult crew, which he can expend at any time he needs. However, I don't know if he thinks he needs that right now. He has some skirmishers skirmishing with... Ooh. I don't know who threw in their general. It seems like either Umbar or the Rudar. But... Oh wait, no. That's over here. The general over here died. I forgot, because this is at the point of view from the attackers. The attackers doing as best they can. Now, the attackers did make a lot of mistakes. Like, out here. When Imladris was isolated, they could have immediately just descended upon Imladris, surrounded them, destroyed them, and then could have been able to pour through both sides and only be fighting one player. However, it's harder, it's easier said than done. I will agree. Some pikes being put up here. They're trying their best to hold. Because I don't think they can beat this force. Somehow, someway, there have been more of the, attacking alliance killed than the enemy. But that's probably because there's still an entire 2 teams of the enemy left. Some Mythlaw Marines coming out. And slowly but surely, they're starting to descend upon these um, these elves, the Linden elves, and they're currently being attacked by pikes currently, which is not good for them. So I don't know why. I mean, if Rune's gonna be in pike wall, he should definitely use it to push through here, because those wardens are a big pain in the ass. He should really send a good unit to take out those wardens. He has Dragon's Wrath. I don't know why he has them chanting. I wouldn't send in those sentries just yet, but you do you. I personally wouldn't have a very good unit like this chanting, especially when it can completely, utterly destroy this entire line right here and make it so you don't have to waste any more of your troops, especially what I do believe is your general's unit. And indeed, it is your general's unit. You do not need to throw that in. Umbar does not need to throw his general in, and he's really making a huge mistake by doing so. And Rune has these Dragon's Wrath crossbowmen back here. So, he could not crossbowmen, Dragon's Wrath guildsmen, they throw shit. They're heavy infantry, but they have the ability to throw shit. They have missiles. And they could definitely clear out this entire line and go toe-to-toe with these wardens. Of course, their blackguards move, throwing their projectiles. Some crossbow corsairs. I've always loved the corsairs. And I don't know what Tundra Fox is doing. I also don't know what Supreme is doing. I don't know what Umbar and Rune are doing, but it doesn't seem to be good for them. However, over here, actually, you know what I think they're doing? They're trying to keep as many of these guys over here as possible. Most likely. Hence why they're keeping all of these guys here, so they can be like, we still have troops. So they have to charge out, they have to sit there and not defend this point. Which is actually very smart, if that's what they're doing. So over here, Brotherhood Shadow Blades, very good unit. And some Brotherhood of the Sword, some Corsair Blackguards. Some of the Berserkers pulling out a bit. He still has some War Chiefs Retainers, but that is his general, so I would not throw that in. But he does have Brotherhood of the Axe, which actually would break through that line. It seems they pushed up their Hawacha too, which they really shouldn't have done. I get that they're kind of saving the Brotherhood of the Axe for something more important though, but I definitely just throw them in to help break through the line a little bit more. Linden definitely falling for it over here. Definitely falling for it. They set up a trap to bait him out, and they fell for it. And they're currently getting their asses whooped by pipes. And some of these tridesmen. Finally, Tundra Fox using the tridesmen to their full capabilities. Because they're great in melee, but what makes them shine is their javelins do so much damage that you really can't knock them. They're very good. They are probably one of my favorite units to use as Rune. Please stop it, kitty. It's gonna be a meme now. It's gonna be a cat looking at me. It's gonna be me like, please stop it, kitty. Yeah, I don't think he should have sent in his general, personally. Even if it's the only thing he had. He really should have just waited. But he did do it for the good of his team. So, I'm gonna applaud him for that. Now they're gonna start pushing through here with these Dragon Knights. I'm sorry, Kamrul's Chosen, which are basically dismounted Dragon Knights. These pikes here with some Dragon's Wrath Guildsmen. Fighting the catapult crew. So over here, They really need to break through this line a bit sooner. They could have done it already. I don't know what they're thinking or planning or what. There's some witch Roman slavers here.
Only half the enemy force remains.
I can't get a good view on that. I'm sad. Yeah, so witch Roman slavers are definitely going to break through that line fairly easily. He still hasn't sent in his Brotherhood of the Axe, which would definitely break down that. Ugh! That sneeze crept up on me. So Imladris sending in some of their Blade Masters, kind of deal with the situation. And I really think they should send in the Brotherhood of the Axe now. This is definitely a time where they need to send in, and they have more blackguards they can use to help soften up the line, or they can send them over here and help soften up Linden. However, the attackers, they're not working together like they should. And the defenders kind of are. The attackers need to work together a bit more. But the defenders also need to be very careful. You know, they both have some issues going on. And I can't really fault Rune and Rudar because they didn't bring very elite armies. They mainly wanted to pour in and surround and, well, no, Rudar brought a pretty good army. It's just they don't have very good defense, sadly. But Rudar is very fun to play, and these Witch Realm Slavers are definitely some of the best units you can get.
Men have slain the enemy general.
Another enemy general
Will lose their will to
killed.
fight.
And somebody has admitted defeat. I don't know who. It seems Supreme has admitted defeat, which does not bode well for his ally. Though he does have some tridesmen here, which, once again, are extremely good. However, I don't think I think that player admitting defeat and just leaving may have just costed them the battle. On that side, at least. And yes, it did. That player left, caused Rune to continue to be pushed. They had no pikes, and now it is just this group of attackers. Now, the other Umbar player definitely did make some mistakes. The only one I didn't really see making too many, like, the main mistakes the attackers made was they didn't work together as well as they should. I think what they definitely should have done is isolated him. When Imladris was isolated, should have all pushed over and surrounded him. Maroon should have pushed through, tried to anchor him down, while one or two of the other players charged him, like came around and charged Imladris from behind. There was also over here when a lot of assistance from the two sides could have happened. No one really assisted the other. However, there is still time left in this battle. A lot of time left in this battle. Keeping reserves, though. Very fresh Brotherhood of the Axe with some Castamir's Rangers. Out of ammo, so they're going to go charge in. But yeah, Brotherhood of the Axe. He has Brotherhood of the Axe. You could probably charge in. Charge those in, at least. Because he does have his general there. In fact, a lot of, like, I think all three of them had their generals there. And they're not getting through that pike line. They're going to have a lot of issues with that pike line. Those Zen-Lazarus sentries are very good. And what the fuck's going on over here? Oh, Dragon's Wrath Guildsmen being Dragon's Wrath Guildsmen. Kind of taking his army with him, I can see. And they get a volley off. They're basically Napatoon. And he's just sitting there. He's just sitting there with his troops. Not even sending these guys, like, he could charge these guys into them to keep them from, you know, hitting them. I don't know what he's doing. Come on. He's not even sending these guys back to even, like, think about helping.
Our general lies slain upon the battlefield.
Yeah, there goes a general. I don't know whose. I think Stewart of Dale's. I think the defenders would have won sooner if they would have did what they were supposed to do and retreat when they were supposed to. However, once again, there's still time left in this battle, and I have no idea what's going to happen. And they're not, and these guys aren't dealt with over here, which that might not seem like much, but that is not good. And these guys aren't even in combat, and just kind of let Stewart of Dale's general die. It's kind of a dick move. If I do say so myself. At least, you know, join combat with him. And I would recommend charging in these Brotherhood of the Axe already. You could have broken through this line with them. Push through here, flank them. You can do that, you know. Who are the defenders? You or them? And Lazarus Guardians charging through. Once again, these guys just sitting here. Not really doing much. They really need to get those retainers involved. And get those Chasmirs chosen involved. Now they're starting to do that. However, Khan has still not gotten his retainers involved. This is like a weird 300. And it's just a standstill right now. However, victory is possible for them. I wonder why. Once again, there's a little gap through here you can flank those pikes with. And if you flank pikes, they don't win. Now the War Chief's retainers are involved, but I think it might be too late. And they're shooting into the backs of their men. Not only that, he still hasn't sent in these axemen. He sent in his general, but not these axemen, which could win him the day. Which could win his entire team the day. As for over here, he actually brought some Corsair Blackguards around. It very much seems like Arasil is too busy micromanaging every little thing he possibly... Oh wait, no, that's a completely different player. Oh, that's Mr. Tot. Mr. Tot really needs to, like, push those guys in. And I think there are a lot of things that very much costed the attackers the battle. The one player leaving his pikes could have done so much more. Maybe he crashed, but it said he admitted defeat, meaning he probably rage quit. And now we have, don't send in your archers, send in the axemen to flank. I don't know what he's doing. I'm just gonna fast forward. I don't know when he's gonna send in those axemen. And he's looking at the battle. Like, does he not see? I don't know if he doesn't see it, but it seems like he's looking at that area. I think Stewart of Dale. Stewart of Dale has some. Does he have some returning troops? Does he have some returning troops that are heading towards the battlefield? He has some return troops, which he probably doesn't notice that. I personally wouldn't. Oh, Ending Flame has some soldiers over here they could use to flank, but then again, I don't think he knows. I don't know if this player knows he has Brother of the Axe right here they could use to flank the hell out of this army and defeat them faster and more effectively. Like, he could have spared his allies the death of their armies at this particular place if he would have just charged in his axemen and moved up that flank. Like, moved through here and tried and used his axemen to flank. I personally don't know who's gonna win, but I don't think it's gonna be the attackers. Yeah, the defenders didn't completely retreat. Ending Flame didn't completely retreat. What he could have done was he could have pulled back and, you know, said, hey guys, let's all pull back to certain points and protect those. Or like left a layered defense or something like that. They might win this, but it's so hard to tell. Enemy pikes getting involved again. And is he gonna send these axemen in? No, he's not. Why? I mean, he's commanding troops, so his game isn't broken. He commanded some archers to jump into the fray.
Without their general, they may lose heart and flee.
Like, he sent in his war chief retainers, he sent in everything but those axemen. I think the attackers may have gotten a bad teammate. Well, they got one left because you only have one unit left, which could have turned the tide of the battle. It's like, it may be coming off as impatient that I'm, you know, saying charge them in, charge them in. But it's better if you charge them in and save your allies' armies by flanking than to just let them lose their armies and then lose your general because you don't want to charge in other forces. I don't know for sure if it was a bad teammate or if it's a mistake, he didn't notice. I don't know. So, I'm pretty sure all the players probably called it quits and just said the defenders win. But that's... I don't know what to say about that. That was a clusterfuck on both sides. First off, the defenders didn't retreat, but the attackers didn't completely support each other. They could have completely had Imladris out of the game and could have just been fighting one player. Well, technically two players, but technically one player with one unit and another player with half of his army. Khan didn't really do anything towards the end besides charging his general. Lyndon kept making very stupid charges in sally outs and getting most of his army killed. Like, I feel like if Tundra Fox would have been supported a bit better from this side over here, I think he definitely would have had more troops remaining. And they definitely probably would have been able to push through there. Actually, I think if he were actually supported, and Lagis would be gone, and once again, they'd only be fighting one player. Basically one player. I don't understand why, um, why they didn't, move over a bit, move some of their troops over to kind of at least kill half of the Enladris army, because half the Enladris army was here. It was in here, and they could have surrounded Imladris, and they could have destroyed most of their army, but they really didn't do that. Instead, they just pushed through the gates, trying to surround them by pushing through the gates, which, even though they're allies, they'd only push through these. If I'm honest, it would be a Pyrrhic victory for the defenders, but the attackers, they need to get their game together. They need to really, what the hell? They need to really fix their cooperation issues if they're ever to play again together. Because when you don't cooperate with your allies, like, it's very good to be in a Discord call or something with your allies, unless you're playing with, like, randoms. But, like, if you're doing a scenario like this, and you want it to be the most fun it can possibly be, and you want it to be the easiest way to plan, it's definitely good to be in at least a call with at least one or two of your allies, or at least preferably all of them. Because say if these three players, the defenders, were in a call, Ending Flame could have been like, alright, I'm calling a retreat and leave. And they'd be like, okay, we're pulling back too. I don't know if some of the attackers were in a call, because I do know Studadale and Tundra are in RH, and I don't know if they do voice calls. But I don't know if those two do voice calls together. But also, Lyndon misused his catapult quite badly here, and caused the loss of his catapult. All in all, both sides really suffered from heavy mistakes, and some mistakes even I wouldn't make. And I'm not the best in micromanagement, but I'm also not the worst. Per se. It's just very weird to... I don't know how to explain it. I kind of expected the siege to be a little more decisive. Because they didn't have the ability to surround Imladris, and they're going to surround Imladris. It's going to be a final stand of the realm of Lyndon. But no, they just let him go. I don't know if they did it as like a courtesy, why? If it was like a courtesy thing, no. If you see a hill, put your army on a hill. If you can retreat and cause the enemy, if you can retreat to a better position, do it. If you can surround your enemy and take one of their armies completely out of the game, do it. If a random ass village spawns on a map, stick your army in it if you need to. Do not. I don't know. Once again, I don't know if that was a courtesy thing, but I think they really should have punished Imladra's mistake of not retreating like their ally did. And Ending Flame also very much could have retreated as well. He could have told his allies, "Hey, I'm calling a retreat," and left towards here. I think that him not doing that was another reason this battle wasn't more in the defender's favor than it was like when they didn't punish Ladris. But when the attackers didn't punish Ladris, they didn't. They kind of sealed their fate a bit because pushing through one player on we're pushing through two choke points guarded by one player is bad enough, especially when they're elves. Pushing through two choke points guarded by two players each is horrible. Actually, it's actually three players. Even though that other player had one unit, that's still terrible because they're all elves. And it's going to be a bitch to get across that. I I do like how Stewart of Dale and some of the other people, I do like how Stewart of Dale definitely corrected his tactics a bit and really played well here. His teammates just didn't support him all that much, but then again, he could have at least gone over here and helped out Rune. Him and the other Umbar player. Actually, no, him and Khan could have done it. The other Umbar player could have been doing his thing, and him and Khan could have came, surrounded that. Or at least just him. And like, I was waiting for that to happen. I don't know why it didn't, but without further ado, that was this battle. Very bloody, Pyrrhic, and, well, a battle that nobody won. Absolutely nobody. Nobody at all. And that's not a good thing. There are some mistakes in here that I personally wouldn't make. And then again, there are also some tactics in here I wouldn't personally do. Like, for instance, I would definitely, if I saw that my allies are, if I saw that my allies are good, but I'm not, I'd be like, my front is collapsing, run. Ending Flame kind of did the common courtesy of keeping his army there, and hopes his teammates would go to a defensive point, a better defensive point, that they could really bunker down in. And there were several points that they could have bunkered down in and kind of kicked the ass of the attackers, but they made it this long, bloody battle that they, it could have been very quick, very decisive, and not only very quick and decisive, but very one-sided. Especially when you have, I don't think they should have done, let's have the one player, just deal with one player. But at the same time, what choice they have? Well, no, they could have been each dealing with a player while two of the other players dealt with the, like, when two of the other players see, oh, Imladris is guarding only one point, let's push through him. Or like they did with Ending Flame, for instance. But once again, no matter how they pushed through, they'd have to support their allies, which they didn't do. But without further ado, I'm going to end this video here. If you would like to keep up to date with my videos and you actually enjoyed this content, make sure you join the Discord server down below. And I can't wait to see you there, if you enjoy the community that is. And make sure you go look up Mr. Brunswick, Pixelated Apollo, all of them. If you haven't seen them already, what are you doing? Especially if you haven't seen Mr. Brunswick already, you're heresy. The Inquisition is coming. The Inquisition wants to know your location. Just saying. Also, make sure to comment on your feedback of how I'm doing, what I could do to improve, and, well, just overall how you think me as a player improved, me as a content creator can approve? Or if you were in this battle, do you think my analysis was wrong? And do you think that you did just fine? Because maybe you had a different plan that I wasn't thinking of, or maybe you were just doing courtesy. I don't know. I know Student of Dale is a very courteous player, so that could be it. Renegade Hobbits are very courteous players, and will definitely, if you're like, oh, I fucked up my deployment, they'd be like, okay, let's stay here then. They're very nice about that instead of taking advantage of it like most regular medieval 2 players do. Before I started playing Third Age with them, I would definitely take advantage of that, and so would some of my friends. It's like, oh, they messed up their deployment. Our turn to move in because it's gonna take a lot longer for us to siege the area, unless it's a field battle. If it's a field battle, I'm not gonna do that. It's a field battle. It's like fix your troops, engage me. There we go. But also make sure to subscribe for more content. And I've been steadily growing to 200. Well, I've grown above to 200, and I can't wait to get to the next milestone, to get to the next 100. Now, I might do some Total War live streams sooner or later, and if you would like to see those live streams, make sure you tune in. They're usually around 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think you might enjoy them. I don't know, but if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. See you guys in the next video.